Hello, thank you for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, I live up in the mountains of Wyoming, and I live in a town of about 1,400 people, and I just try to have a full-time reselling business from where I live. So that's kind of where my content focuses, how I'm dragging inventory from Denver down here and how I get my things and just kind of my daily life. It's a little bit of a vlog right now. I do hauls as often as I get things, and I do sold videos almost every day. I don't know, sometimes I ship from out of town, so I may not always be able to do that, but I do them as often as I can. This video is one of my editing videos, and what that means is that I'm going through all of my older listings by hand, and I'm trying to figure out why some things aren't selling, why I've had some of this inventory for way over a year. And I just go through each piece and show you whether I kept it, whether I finally given up, and if I did keep it, what changes I made to make sure that the listing is going to have a chance to sell. Um, Hopefully this is a short-term thing and I don't have to do it again. For those of you who haven't caught my other videos, the gist of what happened is I mean, we all make bad buys, so we're all going to have some bad buys in there, things that we thought would sell and they just don't. But during COVID especially, I was working full-time as a night nurse and trying to keep my business going, and then of course all the Goodwills closed. And so on my days off, like I used to do, I couldn't just go get really good things and come back and then list them all week when I was off as a nurse. So I ended up taking bulk deals, and I ended up selling John Deere oil filters and things that were way out of my niche and way out of my knowledge base. Now it was good. I mean, especially like on that John Deere oil filter buyout, I made thousands and thousands of dollars on that buyout. It was from a construction company, and for some reason, it's a really big construction company, and they just bought in bulk, and then they realized that it was taking up a whole like tractor trailer, the back end of whatever you call it, just the trailer part, and they had a bunch of those. And I saw their ad on Facebook and realized that they hadn't advertised it really well. And even though it was during COVID, I mean, I went there and we had to all wear masks and everything else. That really helped my business for about a year and a half. I ended up buying 500 minimum. We don't even know. I just quit counting. We just took them and I started listing them. I had a car at the time, and I didn't know by the Facebook ad that I was going to drive 2.5 hours away, and then they would have like 500 oil filters. So I actually came home, listed the first half, and then it took me about a month and a half because I was still working full time as a nurse. And then they held them for me, which was great because I'd already paid. Then I went back and got the second half. But that's kind of what happened. Same on clothing. I mean, I had people give me brand new cowboy boots during COVID. I just put an ad on Facebook and said, if you don't have a place to donate your stuff because the thrift store is closed, I'll take it and just leave it out front, and then I'll deal with it. And I opened those bags and there was amazing stuff in it. But I think I was probably a little bit in desperation mode, and I probably listed some things that I got in bulk, which I don't do anymore. I hand pick everything. It does take me twice as long. However, I would rather source than list, and that's just my own preference. I don't have small kids at home anymore, so I'm able to do the traveling, whereas I know a lot of you aren't, and so maybe you will sell stuff in bulk. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you're careful, and some of these things are 1 out of 100. I got 100 similar items, maybe a better size, maybe a little bit bigger size, maybe this one had a stain, and I thought, oh, I'll just list it. And so this isn't really representative of my inventory. This is just that 1 out of 100 that is in my garage, and I can't figure out, why I'm not going to this particular box to ever pull anything. And so I'm figuring out why. I've done the end and sell similar. before on all my inventory that is kind of stagnant. I've done the end and sell similar, then I go while it's pulled up in the bulk editor, and I'll change the price. I'll kind of look at the title, I'll make some changes, and then I've sold similar, and that helped a lot with, just quickly taking a little bit of a cut, but really quickly having a lot of sales and cleaning up my older inventory. But these are the stragglers, and part of me wants to just go in and just delete it all, but I only have 1,000 item store because I have pretty equal to active. I don't know if I can show you here. I try to have a 90-day sell through. So right now I'm a little behind on it, but all right. And you can see here that I hope you can. I know I tried this before and nobody saw it. 993 active and 832 sold. So I try to have a 90-day sell through. And so if you're doing that, then this little bit of stuff that's hasn't sold for a year or going on 2 years in some cases, it is weighing down all my great stuff that just flips the minute I buy it and it sells. Right now, I think my average sell through, I checked yesterday, it was like 26, 27. Sometimes I check in the middle of the week and it's 34. It depends on how many hard goods I sell. If I have some bigger sales, that can fluctuate. So it does go up and down, but a lot of these things are $9 and $10 items. And I am still trying to get every ounce of the cash flow out so that I can go buy 3 new items, for $5. Like if I get $5 of my cash flow back and it's going to happen within 90 days, then I'm pretty much keeping it. If I think there's any chance that I can get $5 even back in my business, that's a lot of money to take to the bins and, buy 5 better items like I buy now. That actually, because I try to have a minimum of $7 net on my items, but like I said, my sell-through rate or my average sale price is upwards of 25 minimum or more. So if I take that $1 and go to the bins and change it into an item where I net between $7 and $25, then that $5 really turns into 50 or 100, however you want to look at it. So to me, $5 is a lot of money, especially right now. I'm trying to expand. I'm in growth mode. My cash flow is very tight because of the cost of my trips. And so I'm willing to put in the extra time to do all of this editing by hand. And as you'll see, if you've watched my other videos, a lot of it's not listed. A lot of it fell off. I'll blame myself. I won't blame eBay, even though I know some of it is eBay. I have heard that, and I didn't know this back then, like a year and a half or 2 years ago. I didn't realize that if someone didn't pay for something and you either ended it or you canceled it and said, okay, they're never going to pay, then when you clicked relist for free, a lot of times eBay does not actually get that physically relisted. It's just like a glitch. It's a known glitch. But back then I didn't know that. So I would cancel someone's order after 10 days by the time I finally got around to it because I was working. And so it wasn't a priority for me. I'd give people time to pay. But anyway, so I'd go in and I'd cancel their order and put for non-payment, and then I'd click to relist it, and then I never went and verified that it had been relisted. So on average, I am finding 2 to 3 items out of every, I want to say every 20. I'm finding 2 to 3 that aren't listed. That's my ratio. And so if you multiply that out to even a small store like mine, like I try to keep a tight ship, but I've got 1,000 items, I'd have to do the math. But if if 2 out of 20, what is that, 10%? Let's say if 10% isn't listed, then I've got, another 100 items in there floating around somewhere that are never going to sell. They're taking up space, and who knows how much money is in there. And so this is, I think, box 4 or 5 that I've done. I've made several of these videos. I just started in my garage. I have a consecutive inventory system on my clothing, and then I have a separate uh, numbering system for my hard goods, but it's the same theory. It's all in order. And so when I first started adopting this consecutive numbering system, I brought in all my existing inventory into this system. So if it's a low number, like a 500 or something, because I'm on the 4200s now, it could very well be that it was adopted into the system, and it could be 2, 3 years old now. I did work a lot of hours, and it was a very tough 1.5 to 2 years as a nurse. I was working 2 different jobs plus doing this, and so the inventory just never got rechecked. I did end and sell similar, and that just naturally sold a bunch of it, but I never by hand have done this. I was going to do it last year, and then I ended up helping my mom move closer to where I am, and so just life just keeps happening, and I keep having all these excuses. So right now it's February. In January I was going to start, and then truly, no joke, you can go back and watch my videos. I coughed and was sick for 2 weeks, and I still kept up as best I could with everything, but truly it's just like, this is my window. I feel like, before any other events come my way, I just want to get this done so that I don't have a bunch of stagnant inventory. All right, guys, let's get started. So on this side is what I've kept, and then some of this over here is what is just, I've given it its time. It's time to go. If I say I'm going to consign it, I have one place right now that I consign all the time to. Every week I try to be consistent and take 25 items. I am hoping to get farther into Denver and just start learning to consign at all the places that are available there. That would really stretch my cash flow when I'm at the bins. I feel like I could, go and buy certain things that those stores want that probably aren't even popular on eBay, and then just go get some instant cash to just buy, pay for my gas, pay for my hotels, pay for, all the costs of being there, and let alone my inventory. And when I looked it up in Denver, there's so many places that you can consign to that I think that could be a business model all its own. But for right now, I can barely keep up with the one place I'm consigning, because I'm not set up yet to stay in Denver that extra day to process clothing, take it to the places and all that. So it's on my list. In the next month, I've got one picked out, one store especially, that lets you bring 25 items a day. So even if I ran out in the middle of my bins day and just went to that one store and took 25 items that I had found already and then went back and finished my bins day, it could turn out to be profitable. I don't know. Anyway, for now, if I say I'm consigning it, it's just going to the one store. And I actually do really good. Right now, on Monday, my husband checked, and I have $158 credit there. And that'll buy me a decent amount of inventory. That'll buy me at least 1 day's inventory, because even though their shirts are $6, $7, obviously I'm not paying anything for it. I'm just getting lightweight bin stuff that they really like, and so I don't have hardly any cost in making that $158. Okay, these are a pair of Gitano. I wore Gitano in the day. All right, these though are capris, so they're older. They have the typical pocket, but they're petite capris is actually what they are. But then they're tapered. So I went ahead and, surprisingly, these are a size 18 short. So I went ahead and I guess I should probably put cropped, not really capris. I need to change that. But anyway, I lowered these to $10. When my sale catches them, they'll be like you know, $7 at the most. And I put Y2K, I added 1990s. That's something that I had not tried on these when I was changing titles in bulk. It just, I don't know if I knew about putting Y2K in the title at the time. So anyway, this is its last whirl. So I lowered them way down. I have promoted on these already. On some of these things, I'm upping the promoted to 15%. I just don't want to blow up my store by deleting, like, you know, 100 items out of it, because my store is already really small right now. Okay, this is Outdoor Life. These are just a pair of shorts. Again, these are things I would not pick up now. For some reason, I've just struggled. These are just a pair of like denim work shorts. Now, summer is coming, and to me, you know, these are just really plain, but actually these Outdoor Life shorts can sell. They're not 100% sell-through rate, that's for sure. But I think that these are worth putting 10 bucks on, and then when my sale catches them, somebody can get these for easily like 7 or 8 bucks. And I think that it'll just be one of those things. It's better than the sell-through on these other items that I've chosen to get rid of. And this will come around again. Like, I'm doing this is the last attempt. That's why I'm marking them. I have edited on 2/8/23 on the box. So I know that these were by hand done. And so in 2 or 3 months before the consignment store quits accepting shorts, I will go through and this will be my consignment inventory. Like, this is my last attempt, and whatever doesn't sell, then this will become my consignment inventory, and I'll just get money that way. But by then I'll have new and better things in my store, so it won't hurt my store as much, I hope. Okay. Of course, it's like 5 days till Valentine's Day or whatever. I've had these Valentines listed. I did really well on them. This, again, was an estate thing that I went to sometime during COVID. It must have been when things were at least temporarily opening back up. And when I was a nurse also, I had to sign a contract for part of the time I was working as a nurse during COVID that I would not leave the state, you know, and if I did, I wouldn't come to work. And so I abided by that. That was fair. You know, no one knew at the time necessarily what, you know, what all the things about COVID were. So even if now looking back, you know, we can say that was or wasn't necessary. I mean, at the time, this was like just when it was first happening. So I just abided by whatever in that sense. I sold a ton of these Valentines. This is a really cute one. I won't take it out, but the little basket here, wherever it is, it does have like the honeycomb, and it's really cute. I think it's one of the cuter ones, but for whatever reason, this one just hasn't moved since Valentine's Day is this month, and the keyword is going to be the most searched that it ever will. I mean, you know, of the year. I went ahead and kept this. Well, actually, this wasn't listed. This had fallen off, so that's why it hasn't sold. This was, I had to go to Ink Frog, which I keep. I might change from Ink Frog to List Perfectly, even though I don't cross-post right now. If I ever got kicked off of eBay, then I would have everything in List Perfectly, and I could just click and put it all on Etsy or put it all on Poshmark. And so with Ink Frog, you can't do that. You can't just put it all on Poshmark. It's either eBay or Amazon is my understanding of Ink Frog. So that's the only reason I'm even considering changing. But right now I have Ink Frog. It imports all your listings in real time from eBay. You don't even have to do it by hand. It just kind of syncs with eBay. So if I listed something a few minutes ago, it's in Ink Frog by now in case it disappeared. And I do like that part of it. I think with List Perfectly, I don't think it syncs in real time. I think you have to go do it. Now, don't quote me on that. I haven't checked that out yet, but I'm still probably going to consider changing, and then every few days I would just sync it up, I guess. Anyway, this, I just put 10, I think I didn't write it down, I think like 10 bucks on it. Then my coupon will catch into it, and hopefully they can get this cheap and just get it to someone who will enjoy it. All right, these I kind of, why do I have, oh, okay, the next one. All right, this is a Round Tree in York shirt. It's a men's size large. You know, it's just a normal dress shirt. But I have tried everything. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this shirt. It's really nice. But I did the comps on it, and there are 2,300 large men's shirts in the Roundtree in York, and only 210 have sold. So I'm not saying that I couldn't hold in there. And I've had this at like $4.98. This must be one that maybe I did edit already. I couldn't even get $5 for it, and the sell-through is so horrible. I'm just going to send this to the consignment store. So, and I do need some consignment inventory. I don't think I have 25 items that are kind of fall or winter right now. So that's kind of why I'm also motivated to do it, because it'll just help me get some inventory that, you know, for them. So I got that out of there. All right, these Dickies Branders jeans, they're just work jeans. They're Dickies, but I think the Branders might not even be as good as just plain old Dickies. They're just work jeans, and I changed the title up a little bit. I didn't have work or ranch or farm in there. And so I did that. I lowered the price. I'm going to keep them one more time. They have a little tiny flaw on the bottom of the ankle on the back. It's like a little hole. I had that disclosed already. Maybe they just won't sell for that reason. But, you know, for a pair of work jeans, and they can get these for like $6 now based on my coupon. So I hope that these sell. Okay, let's see. All right, this is the same as the Roundtree in York. It's a Rickman or a Richmond shirt. It's a little bit vintage. And it's a size medium, which means in vintage, I mean, you can tell it's pretty, I mean, maybe a medium, small to medium size. I've had this forever and ever and ever. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a normal plaid shirt, but I did the comps on these, and there are 30 used available and 4 have sold, which, you know, isn't awful. Maybe in 90 days somebody would pick mine, but mine is a smaller size, and I have tried for a long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and consign it. I just don't want to mess with it anymore. I don't know any keywords I could add or anything that I haven't already tried. So I give up on that too. All right, and same on these. These are a pair of Gap shorts, but they're a woman's size 4. Now, I've tried everything that I know, you know, festival. I've tried all those keywords. I know that Gap size 4 can sell, and, you know, I know summer is coming, but when I ran the comps right now I know it'll go up a little bit as summer comes, but right now there are 1,300 pairs of Gap women's size 4 shorts. Now, that's all different styles. I didn't differentiate by short or long or whatever. But still, that's 1,300 and only 44 have sold. Even if it tripled, or even if it was 1,300 available, 500 sold, to me, I still would just rather consign these when the edge of summer comes and just get some money in cash for these. I don't do well with the real small sizes. I think I have just too big of a range of stores. I have plus size, medium, small. I don't have that kind of trendy, you know, size, or real fashionable store. I have a lot of different kinds of clothing. I have a lot of outdoor wear. So I just don't know if my store is the right place for that, you know, anyway. Okay, then these are chick jeans. And I don't like really pulling this much in one day, even though I listed 11 today and I have 30 available tomorrow. So if I really see that this has hurt my store, I could just list all 30 if I really wanted to. You know, I don't want to do that. I really don't like pulling this much at a time. But I have a decent amount of inventory behind me. I have some really expensive hard goods. And so I think I should get some traffic back in. And these are just weighing my store down. These are a pair of women's chick jeans, which, you know, I'm not saying there aren't women who like the distressing and the holes and some of the stains. I think my ability to sell them is better for that in men's. I can sell, like if this were a pair of men's with the flaws and this little stain here, I would just put work jeans on them, and I'm not saying I make a fortune, but I can get them to sell. But on women's, it's just harder. You know, there's all these flaws in it. I think this is from that huge estate sale where they just gave me the, I don't know, 8 or 10 big, huge tubs of just jeans that they had put cutter fabric on. But when you dug down in there, a lot of the jeans were like in pristine condition. And I sold lots of $100 pair of Levi's out of there and things. But they also had jeans like this. And I was just in listing mode. I wanted to list those 8 tubs like within 2 or 3 days. So I just pulled them out, took a photo, mentioned the flaws, and I didn't really question, you know, should I be listing this. And that was coming out of COVID too. This was 2 summers ago, not this last summer, at least 2 summers ago. And so you know, I felt like I needed inventory and needed to try what I could, and so I don't really regret it. But this is just the last straggler, and probably those Brander's jeans at Dickies were probably in there too. But anyway, I don't even know if I'm going to consign these. I'll put these in the consignment thing, but I think that the consignment store, I can tell that, you know, they'll take some things with flaws, but this isn't going to sell. I'm going to put this in the thrift pile. Okay, where are we now? And I had already tried Y2K and 1990s and all that on those chick jeans. So that's really all I know to do on that. This was not listed, so this is number 2, the Valentine, which would be the most popular thing this month probably. And then out of all the stuff that is stagnant, this is the cutest thing that hasn't sold out of, you know, most of what I'm going to show you. So anyway, this is a German Army Fleck turn jacket, and it's made by Kohler. And I didn't write it down, but I think there were like 9 available and 4 or 5 have sold on eBay right now. And mine is a size small though, and so that's going to hurt it a little bit. Those other ones were averaging between 40 and 60, so I put mine at $39.99. They're going to be able to use my coupon and get a sale and, you know, get a markdown. So if I get 20, I would, like literally if I got offered 20 tomorrow, I would take it. But I think this will sell. It just fell off. It must have had an offer. Nobody paid, and it got away from me. Okay. All right, these are really, really cute. The brand doesn't really have a real following. It's Zodiac. It's called Zodiac. So, I mean, some of these sell, but this is a mule with, you know, suede and shearling lined. So I think I can make this sell. I'm not going to get as much as if that was a Birkenstock or an LL Bean shoe. This just doesn't have the brand recognition. I picked these up based on style, and I don't think it's a wrong mistake, but I'm going to have to sell these off at like 14 or 15. So I put them at, I think I started them at $19.99. I didn't even have the word mules in the title, so that was something I should have done. So I did that. And, you know, I would take an offer of 10 on these. I just want them to move, but I think these will sell. Okay. And then this book, the book itself has a really good sell-through rate on eBay. You can go look it up there. I just did. And it has 17 listed, 9 sold. But mine, you know, it must not have been stored good in the estate sale or wherever I bought it. And so when I got it home, it had loose pages. And I just put that in there. And, you know, it was a fast enough selling book. I thought maybe someone just wanted it for a copy to, I don't know, do something with. But it's not selling. I've had 99 cents on this thing, and I just want it gone. So I'm going to donate that to the thrift and get it out of there. All right. So my 522 pictures are uploaded to Google Docs. My guy shares my Google Doc with me. And so by morning, I should have a bunch of listings coming up. This is a blue Hello Planner. It was a consignment item that I agreed to help this gal sell. She has a bunch of Happy Planner stuff. She just overbought. She's really into the Happy Planner and she just went crazy on it. But it's not selling. They're big, you know, so the Happy Planner, I mean, this is like the size of it, and I've tried other boxes. I've tried to see if, you know, Parcel Post would, like, finding a box that would work for it, and I just can't get it to move. The shipping, even at, I think, even close by, it would be 13 to ship it, but they're not that popular, or this particular binder isn't, so I'm going to give this back to her and just tell her I tried. And there's a notebook back there too. You know, if I had put a bunch of Mickey Mouse Happy Planner stuff in a pile and it finally sold, and so I sold some things for her, and but this, again, it's not heavy, it's just awkward, and so even if you put it in the right size mailer, I don't want these to get broken by putting it in a poly bag, so you have to either bubble wrap, or anyway, it's way more labor and time, and I've had this at like 10 bucks plus shipping for a long time. So I'm going to give her back these two things, and I need them out of my store. Um, I've tried for, I don't know, 4 months. So, you know, and I've tried all different things, changing the thing up. I think she sold, I had 4 binders. I still have a pink one that I got to go pull eventually. But we sold the other blue one and the other pink one. And so it's not that they didn't sell, but they're not going. Now, I'm not going to unwrap these. I have started on my new inventory hard goods, trying not to tape the top down because I am showing you guys a lot of stuff now. But for now, I won't unwrap everything the way I used to do it. I used to just tape it down so it was ready to ship. But anyway, this is a cupcake doll, it's called, and this is the Lady Parfait. That's the name of the doll. And my son consigned these. We were hoping to get 20 each. I think I put $18.99 on them now. We sold 2 of them in the series, and theoretically I could have put all 4 in one auction and done, or one listing, but they looked like they sold individually. Ours just, I don't know why, but they just haven't. We had 4. We have 2 left. This is the other cupcake doll. I can't remember which one this is. It's the one with the orange. Same thing. I went in, double-checked the listing. This one does have a flaw of some kind, so I lowered it even farther down, and we just need to clearance out both of these. But they're very popular. I mean, early on, I was trying to just get too high of prices. This is, you know, we don't sell those very often. This is also something of his. It's called Lynn Anderson. It's a CD set. I went in, I just lowered it. He had put on his spreadsheet to just lower a lot of things anyway. We made our money off of all this stuff that, you know, he consigns to me. We get our money up front on the real popular things, and then we just take what we can get on the back end. This is a church projector light lamp, or a bulb, and our church's projector burnt out, and so we had a brand new bulb still in the package, and of course the church, you know, orders these the best that they can, but I you know, we paid, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks for this extra lamp that went with a projector, but now our projector is old, and that's why we replaced ours, so the lamp just isn't in as much of need. So anyway, I bubble wrapped the thing and double boxed it, and I'm just trying to get the church like 15 or 20 bucks, but I have not been able to. I lowered it way down. Otherwise, this is my last attempt on this too. It's just, it doesn't look like it, but it just takes up a lot of space in my garage, and I don't mind doing hard goods that are going to recycle over 90 days. But, you know, this has to go. I have the actual projectors that we got rid of in my garage too. And I need to get in here. That's why you're only gonna see me list maybe 10 a day, even though that really hurts me. I want to be listing 30 because I want the new stuff in there. But this all has to be dealt with, removed, edited, and there still is money in it. And so, I mean, there's never going to be a good time to go in and do all this editing. I'm just trying to list a little bit less of my new stuff, stretch out my cash flow, edit all this old stuff, and then all the back chores will be done, because like I said, I'm never doing it again on these ones that I'm touching now. This is my last attempt on them, so I'll just remove them in 3 to 6 months if they haven't sold. and then all I'll have to do is just list. I'm not saying I'm getting it perfectly now, but I don't take any chances now. There's an abundance of clothing at the bins right now, so I look up almost every item, or I already know that it has a 90-day sell-through, you know, like almost 100% sell-through rate in 90 days. And so a lot of this should not reoccur unless I just find some antique that I want to take a chance on. But I really try not to do that, because this is the result of what happens if you take a chance and it doesn't turn out. One thing is fine, but if you try that 50 or 100 times, then you don't even know what you got, and it's crazy. Now these hair curlers, they are really popular. They're called Kevin Murphy hair curlers, and they're, I don't know, you know, they're just gray hair curlers. I saw them at an ARC one time, and I paid $8 for the package. I thought I might get more, but my package was incomplete and the box had a tear. They weren't used, like there wasn't hair on them or anything, but they just were incomplete. So I lowered them down to like 35, and if I could even get 15 or 20, I'd take it. This should sell this week with the lower price. Hopefully. And then this thing, this was not listed. This is an ice chute to the Margaritaville blender, and it is a common replacement part. So it had just fallen off. Someone must have said they were going to buy it, and I didn't catch it and didn't relist it, or who knows. But anyway, I relisted it. I think I only put 12 bucks on it, because they're going to have to pay a decent amount of shipping. It's just a plastic piece, but it is a part that either gets lost or breaks a lot, I think, on the Margaritavilles. So I'm going to go ahead and try it again now that I've actually put it back up for sale. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I kept, you know, these, and I don't know, I got rid of what, 5 items, I think. I found 2 or 3 that weren't listed, which is a good thing. I found the Valentine, the Kohler jacket, and then the ice melt thing. So that's a lot just out of this little bit of inventory. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that right? Out of 15 items, 3 were not even up, and I didn't, you know, have time to check it. And, you know, 4 are never going to sell. They're not worth it. So thankfully, this isn't representative of my new stuff, and that's why I still have sometimes 10 or 12 sales a day and good sales, because I'm not doing this type of stuff anymore. I'm not just taking whatever someone gives me like I felt pressured to do before. So I got one more thing to show you. The other day I said that I went to the Goodwill and came out with nothing, and I'd forgotten that I grabbed this little girl. She's $3. She is a shade tree wooden figure. The reason I grabbed her is because I couldn't make out on the back what this said. I knew it said tree, and I knew it said my skates, and I knew it was marked here, but I just couldn't figure it out, and I didn't have my readers with me or my loop in there, because I was just in there for like 40 minutes, and she was the only thing that I even thought might be worth something. So I grabbed her for $3. She's cute. But anyway, it is a shade tree wooden figure. It isn't typical of the brand. There is one other kind of similar that I found. It looks like Shade Tree doesn't sell horribly, and since she's so unique, I am going to go ahead and just snap a few pictures and try to get 30 bucks for her. I think she's different. It's wood. It's definitely like a piece of wood. And yeah, so she's the only thing that I'm going to list that I haven't showed you, I think. So guys, that's it. My husband brought me an egg roll from church. They had somebody, whoever cooked over there at the church, made egg rolls. So I ate that, which is fried, and then I had guacamole and taco chips like I said I was going to. And it's now 11:51. So because I took that nap in the afternoon, I just was not tired, but I'm glad, because I worked like an extra 8 hours after I woke up from that nap, and I got a lot done. I'm making a lot of progress, so I feel good about it. But I did sell some more stuff too. I know I've done 2 shipping videos today because I had just 4 or 5 orders at a time. I do have 2 more orders that came in. They look like some good ones. So in the morning, hopefully I have more than that. I know I sold like a Pilcro dress for 40 something, and then another $59 item. So that's about four $50 items today. I'm really happy with that. Let me check here. My sales are coming back up. I think I was at 315 for the day, which is low. I'm still used to like having a lot of days where I sell 500, but I'm at 328.15 for the day, which is okay. My weekly is back up to 1726.40. That normally is easily at $2,500 if I'm listing like I normally do. So I'm still showing down 10% in the last 31 days, and I don't know what I'm down for the week. But anyway, I'm really glad that it's slowly starting to pick back up, and I can live with 328.15 today. That'll get me by. I'm still at $8,744 instead of 10 for the last 31 days. I normally am at 10, and I'm at 8,744. I mean, it's a cycle. It cycles through the 31 days. So back on, let's see, January 27th, I had a $63 day. And on January 28th, I had an $89.64 day. And so my 30 days is reflecting, those 2 days too. And then I had a lot of, on January 16th, I had a $439 day. On January 11th, I had a $433 day. So then I have those in there too. So, sometimes I'll wake up and it'll be 9,200. And then, the next day it'll be 8,500, and you're like, what happened? So I don't stress over it too much, but I really would like this to stay at 10. That's the minimum of what I need to be full-time. And having made the choice to give up my nursing career, I can't just, or I don't want to. I don't want to be at 8,700 and then after all my fees and promoted listings and stuff, that's just not really enough to work like I work, going crazy all over the country. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I hope the editing videos are helping you. Let me know if they're boring or if they're not really helping you. I know it's not the new and amazing inventory that you would pick up, but I do think it's, it's going to be like video number 52 or something before I'm done with this. Like, I hope that it does show. Don't pick this stuff up to start with if you can help it. If you are in a position where you have to just take the inventory that comes to you, that's fine. Don't quit eBay over that. Even if some of this stuff sells slower, it still would have sold if I would have kept it. And so if that's the way that you have to start your business, that's fine. Just do what you have to do. But as soon as you can, replace each item with a better item. Lower that price, get the sale showing up in eBay. It'll make your whole store pick up, and then you can just get better and better items. Go through your own closet. If you have to start selling using stuff in your own house, that's all fine. But if you keep doing it, then you have this constant chore of why stuff isn't selling. And, like on the Roundtree and York shirt, if I keep it, that's fine. I'm sure in the next year I could get $4 for that, or maybe put it at $9 and someone might come along. Maybe in a year I could get $9 for it. But I have things at the bins that I can pay 50 cents for the next time I go. Athleta and just very basic brands. Torrid. They're not even really the best sellers, but they still are twice as good as what I'm giving up. They're a lot better. So let me know if the editing videos are boring, and I'd much rather be doing a haul right now, believe me, but someone has to go in there and see what this mess is about. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow sometime when I do a shipping video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.